Just across the bar, my seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago.
All
I know
right,
you're trying
here we
to
go.
forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the
Miriam,
time the bar
can you let
closes
people in?
and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I am letting a ton of people in right now. Like people coming into a theater. Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. Let's see what these kids come up with. Oh my gosh, they're filing in. They're so cute. Their names are adorable. Seeing their names pop out is cute. I am bringing up the deck, everyone. Yes, there's a PowerPoint. Fancy, fancy, fancy stuff happening. Marian, if you can hear me, can you let people in?
Yes.
Okay, so Marian's gonna keep admitting people. And I'm gonna turn it over to our hosts as soon as I know they're all here. 10th graders, I'm gonna repost your deck. Showcase deck with order. Add link. Okay, and I'm posting it to your Google Class stream right now so you can see your order. And here comes Eric and Lipsy. I'm also going to put it in the chat. All my students, yeah, Mr. Garcia's here. Brian here is the deck, and we will keep posting that. And we're gonna get it started like right away. So I don't know, like, do we have Kevin Pastor in the house? Here. Kevin, Fatima and Star, comfortable with starting? I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. Close your other tabs. Get ready to relax. I have my chat open. Ah, Janelle, that's so sweet, so supportive. Remember when you guys were 10th graders and you did this? I'm gonna have my participant window. All right, everyone. Are Priscilla and Fatima here to start off the show? Priscilla and Fatima, are you present? Okay, is Kevin here to introduce? I'm gonna turn down my music. So Fatima, you can go ahead, you can introduce Priscilla and Vidi. We're gonna start off our show. Oh, here's Kevin, awesome. So guys, I thank you for coming. I am so lucky to know all of these students. I've been doing theater since I was a little kid, and they adapted the art of theater to make it possible in Zoom. All my students, just remember that you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, like be organized. And I will go back and forth. I will do my best to run the deck for the students. So that's one last thing you guys need to worry about. And I'll work on sharing my screen and stopping share. Guys, make sure you share your, you have your cameras on when you perform. Make sure you're warmed up. Okay, Kevin, without further ado, take it away. I'm gonna turn off, I'm gonna go. It's all on the students. You guys are on.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. So as y'all can see, it's our performance day. It's time to show what we have been working on for the past 10 weeks. And as a start, I want to congratulate everyone for being here. I'm gonna try to make it as fun as possible for everyone. And yeah. And let me know if y'all want some music, cause y'all need to tell me. I'm with the music. I'm the DJ right now. So you gotta tell me you want some music. I'll put anything. Just let me know.
So I'm one of the hosts who will be hosting for first period, and Fatima.
Hi, I'm the other host that will be hosting for first period as well, along with Star.
Okay.
All right. For the first one, we have Henry the Fourth, who are the main characters are Hosper, Kate, and Servant.
So basically, our play is called Henry the Fourth. There are 3 characters. I play Hosper, the husband. Priscilla plays Kate. She's my wife, and she also plays the servant. So when Priscilla has her hair tied, that's basically when she's speaking as the servant. Our scene takes place in a castle, and the entire time they're basically just arguing because of lack of communication. Priscilla?
Okay, so like how Barry was saying, they're basically arguing because Hotspur is planning a rebellion, but he can't tell his wife, Lady Kate, because she's a woman, and during those time eras, women couldn't be trusted with nothing. So she basically tells him, if you don't tell me what's going on, then I feel like you don't love me anymore. And Barry's reading a letter in the beginning of the play, so that kind of gets a little bit confusing, but I'll have my camera off for that part. And yeah.
Okay. But for my own part, my lord, I could be well contented to be there, in respect of the love I bear your house. He could be contented? Why is he not then? In respect of the love he bears our house, he shows in this. He loves his own barn, better than he loves our house. Let me see some more. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. Why, that's certain. 'Tis danger to take a cold, to sleep, to drink. But I tell you, my lord fool, out of this nettle danger, we pluck this flower's safety. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. The friends you have named uncertain. The time itself unsorted. And your whole plot too light for the counterpoise of so great an opposition. Say you so? Say you so? I say unto you again, you are a shallow, cowardly hind, and you lie. What a lack of brain is this? By the Lord, our plot is a good plot, as ever was laid. Our friends true and constant, a good plot. Good friends and full of expectation, an excellent plot, very good friends. What a farcy-spirited rogue is this? Why, my lord, you commence the plot, and the general course of the action. Downs and I were now by this rascal, I could brain him with his lady's fan. Is there not my father, my uncle, and myself? Lord Edmund Mortimer, my Lord of York, and Owen Glendower? Is there not besides the Douglas? Have I not all their letters to meet me in the arms by the 9th of next month? And are they not some of them set forward already? What a pagan rascal is this, an indifidal! Ha! You shall see now, in very sincerity of fear and cold heart, will heed to the king and lay open all our proceedings. Oh, I could divide myself and go to buffets for moving such a dish of skim milk with so honorable an action. Hang him. Let him tell the king. We are prepared. I will set forward tonight. Enters Lady Percy. How now, Kate? I must leave you within these 2 hours.
Oh my good lord, why are you thus alone? For what offense have I this fortnight been? A banished woman from my Harry's bed? Tell me, sweet lord, what is it that takes from thee? Thy stomach, pleasure in thy golden sleep? What dost time behind thine eyes upon earth? Start so often when thou sits alone. Why hast thou thus a fresh blood in thy cheeks? Given my right to treasure and my right to thee, to thick-eyed musing and crest melancholy? And thy fates the slumber I by thee have watched, and heard these murmured tales of iron wars, speak terms of the bounding steed, cry courage to the field, and thou hast sought to save these trenches or retired tents of palsados from pierced parpettes, of prisoners ransomed and soldiers slain, and all the currents of a heady fight. Thy spirits within thee hath been so at war, thus hast been so best tired in thy sleep, that beads of sweat have stood upon thy brow, like bubbles in a late distributed stream, and in thy face strange motions have appeared, such as when we see men restrain their breath on so sudden great and hest. What portents are these? Some heavy business my lord in hand, and I must know it, else he loves me not.
What? Ho. Enter servant. Is Gileas with the packet gone?
He is my lord an hour ago.
Hath Butler brought those horses from the sheriff?
One horse, my lord, he brought even now.
What horse? A roan? A crop-ear? Is it not?
It is, my lord.
That roan shall be my throne. Well, I will back him straight. Oh, Esperance, bid Butler lead him forth into the park. Exit servant.
But hear you, my lord.
What sayst thou, my lady?
What is it carries you away?
Why, my horse, my love, my horse.
How, you mad-headed ape? It was not such a deal spin as you're tossed with. In faith, I'll know your business, Harry. That I will. I fear my brother Monstout there about his title and has sent for you to line his enterprise. But if you go
far afoot, I shall be wary, love.
Come, you parquiddle. Answer me directly into the question that I asked. In faith, I'll break that little finger, Harry, and that one I'll tell me all things true.
Away, you trifler, love. I love thee not. I care not for thee, Kate. This is no world to play with madness and to till with lips. We must have bloody noses and cracked crowns, and pass them current too. God, me, my horse. What sayst thou, Kate? What wouldst thou have with me?
Do you not love me? Do you not indeed? Well, do not then, for since you love me not, I will not love myself. Do you not love me? Nay, tell me if you speak in jest or no.
Come, wilt thou see me ride? And when I am on horseback, I will swear, I love thee infinitely. But hark you, Kate, I must not have you henceforth question me, whither I go, no reason whereabout, whither I must, and to conclude, this evening must I leave you, gentle Kate. I know you wise, but yet no further wise than Harry Percy's wife. Constant you are, but yet a woman, and for secrecy, no lady closer, for I well believe thou wilt not utter what thou dost not know, and so far will I trust thee, gentle Kate.
How, so far?
Not an inch further. But hark you, Kate, whither I go, thither shall you go too. Today will I set forth, tomorrow you. Will this content you, Kate?
It must of force.
End scene.
It was amazing, amazing. I kind of got emotional in that for that scene. For Alright, guys. So who's this? This is your guys, right? You're doing this.
Yeah, Fatima. Okay, so next up we got Joshua and Miriam presenting Taming of the Shrew. Oh, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. But let's give them twinkles in the chat and let's wish them.
Hello. Today for our play, we're going to be showing Taming of the Shrew, where I play the role of Catherine and Joshua plays the role of Perigrew. In the scene, we're both found arguing with each other about that Perigrew wants to marry Katharina, but Katharina does not want to marry Perigrew. So in the scene, Perigrew is trying to convince and talk all nice to Katharina, but Katharina still does not want to marry Perigrew.
All right. Good morning, Kate. For that's your name, am I here?
Well, have you heard of something hard of hearing? They call me Katharina, not to talk of me.
You lie in faith, for you are called plain Kate, and Bonnie Kate, and sometimes Kate the Curse, but Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom. Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate. For dainties are all Kates, and therefore Kate. Take this of me. Kate of my constellation. Hearing that mountainous praise in every town, that virtue spoke of, that beauty sounded. Yet not so deeply as deep belongs, myself able to woo thee for my wife.
Moved. In good time. Remove you hither, remove you hence. I knew you at first. You were always movable.
Why, what's a movable?
A joint stool.
That has hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as do with me, you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee for knowing thee to be, but younger light.
Too light which a swine as you to catch, and yet as light as my weight should be.
Should be, should.
Oh, tainted like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall I buzzer take thee?
As a turtle takes his buzzard.
Come, you all. I faith you're too angry.
If I be watched, you best believe my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
If the fool can find it where it lies.
Who knows now where I watched us or his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours if you keep talk of tales, and so farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again. Good Kate, I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. And if no gentleman, why then no arms?
A hero, Kate, put me in thy books.
What is your crest, a cock's cob?
I'll calm this cock, so Kate will be my hand.
No cock of mine to crow till like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come, you mustn't look so sour.
Oh, but it is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
Oh, there is.
Then show it me.
High glass, I would.
What, me my face?
Well, ain't you such a young one?
Now by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yeah, you are withered.
Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, here you, Kate, and suit you skip not so.
I chafe you and I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. Toss some of you are rough, coy, and sullen. And now I find report are very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passive courteous, bestowing speech. Yes, sweet as springtime flowers. That canst not frown, that canst not look askance. Nor bite the lip as angry wenches will. Nor hast thou pleasure to be crossing talk, but thou with mildness entertain thy wooers with gentle conference, soft and affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? Oh, slenderous world! Kate lets the hazel twig get straight and slender, and as brown in hues as hazelnuts, and soothing of the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk, thou dost not halt.
Go, fool, and thou who kept command.
Did ever Diane so become a grove, as Kate did shimmer with her princely gait? Oh, be thou Diane, and let her be Kate, and let Kate be chaste and Diane sportful.
Where did you study all of his goodly speech?
It is extempore from my mother wit.
Huh. A witty mother, witless as her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, Kate too warm.
Mary, so I mean sweet Katharina, in thy bed, and setting all this chat aside, touched in plain terms your father has consented, that you shall be my wife, your Dawn Grenon, and will you, nill you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, I am a husband of return, for by this light whereby I see thy beauty thou doth with me do well. Thou must be married to no man but me, for I am here and born to tame you, Kate, and bring from a wild Kate to a Kate conformed by others household Kates. Here comes your father, never make denial. I must and will have Katharina to my wife.
And sing.
Hold on. I ain't sound loud enough. Hey, this is what I heard. Out of loud slap. Damn, bro. I want that type of relationship with my friends and shit. Seems pretty fun. But all right. For the next scene. Oh. Hold on, I'm in my movement. Hey, y'all gotta get lit with me, bro. I'm not the only one that has to be like this. Come on, bro. Alright. Enough. Yes. I got the spotlight on me. But anyways, for our next scene, we have Julius Caesar. Main characters are Brutus, Caesar's ghost, and Lucius, if I'm not wrong. Y'all may proceed.
Give him some twinkles in the chat.
All right, so Julius Caesar, right? So summary of the entire play is basically we're introduced to a person named Caesar, whom is a politician in Rome. And when he's at Rome, he starts hearing beliefs about him and whatnot. He just ignores them and just moves on. So like every other political person, he has enemies. And so one of his enemies being Brutus's close friend, and that friend tries to convince Brutus that Caesar isn't good enough to be a leader because he's weak physically, and they just think that he's gonna overturn Rome's republic. And so they both come up with a plan on how to murder Caesar, and when they do, they're able to execute it. But there were some problems along the way. For example, Caesar's wife just trying to warn him about something. However, they convince Caesar to go anyway. So when they murder him, Caesar sees his close friend Brutus, saying, just among the murderers, he sees him, and then he just gives up and dies. Brutus later finds out that he was a good person in Rome, that he wasn't going to overturn a republic, and so he starts feeling bad and moves out of Rome. After that, they declare battle on him, and on the next battle, he basically dies. And that's kind of where we're at this scene. And so, yeah. Okay. It was well done. Thou shalt sleep again. I will not hold thee long if I do live. I will be good to thee. This is a sleepy tune. O murderous slumber, liest thou with thy leaded mace upon my boy that plays thee music? Gentle knave, good night. I'll not do thee so much wrong to wake thee. If thou dost not, thou breaks thy instrument. I'll take it from thee, and good boy, good night. Here, let me see. It's not the leaf turned down where I left reading. Here it is, I think. How well this taper burns. Now, who comes here? I think it is the weakness of my knives that shapes this monstrous apparition. It comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makes my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me, what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well then, I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Why, I'll see thee at Philippi then. I've taken heart thou vanishest. Ill spirit, I'll hold more talk with thee. Or Lucius, Vero, Claudius, sirs awake. Claudius.
The strings, my lord, are false.
Thinks he's still at his instrument. Lucius, awake.
My lord.
Didst thou dream, Lucius, that thou so cried out?
My lord, I did not know I did cry.
Yes, that thou didst. Didst thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord.
Sleep again, Lucius. Cyril, Claudius. And then scene.
Daily reminder, drink water. Drink your water if you don't want no acne. Proceed, Star. Proceed.
Okay, so next up is Fatima and I are seeing How Will That End Well. Miss, can you show the picture, please? The picture slide. Okay, so no, the other one. Okay, so you can say that the ring is the main reason why this argument is happening. It has great value to Bertram and his ancestors. Diana, which you see holding the ring, was able to attain that great treasure from him. And Diana was convinced to get it. Elena told her she would give her a fortune if she got it. And Elena is Bertram's wife. So, can you show them?
Okay, so the ring is the most important thing here, like Star said. It's the reason why all this is happening. Helena, aka Bertram's wife, promises Diana a large fortune if she gets that ring from Bertram. So in this scene, Diana and Bertram, have an argument, and Bertram tries to seduce Diana and tells her that he was forced to marry Helena and that he doesn't love her at all. On the contrary, I can't say that word, but he loves Diana and promised her, to love her a lot and like show that he cares about her.
Okay, are you ready? They told me that your name was Fontibel.
No, my good lord, Diana.
Titled goddess and worth it with addition, but fair song your fine frame hath love no quality. If quick fire of youth light not your mind, you are no maiden, but a monument. When you are dead, you should be such a one as you are now, for you are cold and stem, and now you should be as your mother was when your sweet self was God.
She then was honest.
What should you be?
No, my mother did with duty, such my lord as you to your wife.
No more of that. I pray teeth. Do not strive against my vows. I was compelled to her, but I love thee by love's own sweet constraint, and will forever do thee all rights of service.
Aye. So you serve us till we serve you. But when you have our roses, you barely leave our thorns to prick ourselves, and mock us with bareness.
How have I sworn?
This not the many oaths that make the truth, but the plain single vow that is vowed true. What is not holy that we swear not by, but take the highest to witness, and pray you tell me, If I should swear by God's great attributes, I loved you dearly. Would you believe it, when I did love you ill? This has no holding. To swear by him who I protest to love, that I will work against him. Therefore your oaths are words in poor condition, but unsealed, at least in my opinion.
Change it. Change it. Be not so holy cruel. Love is holy, and my integrity near knew the crafts that you do charge men with. Stand no more off, but give thyself unto my sick desires, who then recover, say thou art mine, and never my love as it began shall so persevere.
I see that man make broken such car, that will forsake ourselves. Just give me that ring.
I'll lend it thee, my dear, but have no power to give it from me.
Will you not, my lord?
It is an honor, lodging to our house, bequeathed down from many ancestors, which were the greatest obloquy the world did me to lose.
Mine's honored such a ring. My child, the jewel of our house, banqueted down from many ancestors, which were the greatest obloquy the world did me to lose. Does your own proper wisdom bring in the champion honor on my part, against your vain assault?
Here, take my ring, my house, mine honor, yeah, my life. Be thine, and I'll be bid by thee.
When midnight comes, knock at my chamber window. I'll already take my mother shall not hear. Now will I charge you in the band of truth. When you have conquered my yet maiden bed, remainder but an hour, nor speak to me. My reasons are more strong, and you shall know them. When back again, this ring shall be delivered. And on your finger in the night I'll put another ring, that when in time proceeds may token to the future our past deeds. Adieu till then, damn fail not. You have won a wife of me, though there my hope be done.
A heaven on earth, I have won by wooing thee.
For richly want to think both heaven and me. You may so in the end. My mother told me just how he would woo, as if she sat in his heart. She says all men have the like oath. He has sworn to marry me when his wife dead. Therefore I'll lie with him when I am buried. Since Frenchmen are so brave, marry that will. I live and die a maid only in disguise. I think no sin to cozen him that wouldn't justly win.
But Fatima kind of scared me back there. Alright. For our next performance, we have The Winter's Tale, which the main characters are Leontes and Hermione by Emiliano and Susana. Yeah,
Give us some infos in the chat.
Susanna, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our scene, The Winter's Tale. So the whole scene is based on my character Leontis and Susanna's character Hermione. And so it's basically a huge argument between our characters because I am accusing her of having an affair with my character with someone else named Poloxenus, or Polly for short. And so basically it's me throwing accusation at her while she's trying her best to defend herself for this false accusation. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And so he tries to, do everything he can since he has a lot of power, so it's not difficult for him. So he ends up putting her in prison while she is pregnant with whom he believes to be Polyxen's child, but is actually his. And the daughter is born in prison, and one of the servants tries to convince Leontis to regret what he did, but he sent the daughter away. He abandoned her, and so she grows up in another kingdom, which is Polyxen's. And what's his name? Oh, the boy that has a rare appearance in this scene. He dies of grief from not seeing his mother, and when Hermione finds out, she dies as well. And then that's when Leontis regrets what he did, but he can't. But they're dead already. But in the end, she comes back to life. The son does it, but she's reunited with her daughter and Leontis.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. I know too well. Give me the boy. I am glad you did not nurse him. Though he does bear some signs of me, yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this? Sport?
Bear the boy, hence he shall not come about her. Away with him, and let her sport herself with that she's big with, for 'tis Polixenes has made thee swell thus.
But I'll say he had not, and I'll be sworn you would believe my saying, howe'er you lean to the nay word.
You, my lords, look on her, mark her well, be but about to say she's a goodly lady, and the justice of your hearts will thereto add. 'Tis pity she's not honest, honorable, praise her, but for this her without door form, which on my faith deserves high speech and straight. These shrugs, these hms and haws, these petty brands that calumny doth use. Oh, I am out. That mercy does, for calumny will sear virtue itself. These shrugs, these hms and haws. When you have said she's goodly, come between, Erie. You can say she's honest, but be known, from him that has most cause to grieve it should be, she's an adulteress.
Should a villain say so? Even the most replenished villain in the world, he were as much more villain. You, my lord, do but mistake.
You have mistook, my lady, Polixenes for Leontis. O thou thing, which shall not call a creature of thy place, less barbarism, making me the president, should a like language be used to all degrees, and mannerly distinguishment leave out. Betwixt the prince and the beggar, I have said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom. More, she's a traitor, and Camilo is a federate with her. And one that knows what she should shame to know herself, but with her most vile principle, that she's a bed swerver, even as bad as those that vulgars give boldest titles. Aye. And privy to this, their late escape.
No, by my life, privy to none of this. How will this give you when you shall come to clear knowledge that you thus have published me? Gentle, my lord, you scarcely can rhyme me throughly than to say you did mistake.
No. If I mistake in these foundations which I build upon, the century is not big enough to bear a schoolboy's talk. Away with her, to prison. He who shall speak for her is afar off guilty, but that he speaks.
If some ill planet reigns, I must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good my lord, I am not prone to weeping as a sex commonly are, the want of which may do perchance so dry your pities, but I have that honorable grief lodged here, which burns worse than tears drown. Beseech you all, with thoughts so qualified as your charity shall best instruct me, measure me, and so the kings will be performed.
Shall I be heard?
Who is that goes with me? Beseech your highness, my woman may be with me, for you see my plight requires it. Do not weep, good fools, there is no cause. When you shall see that your mistress has deserved prison, then abound in tears. As I come out, this action I go on is for my better grace. Adieu, my lord. I never wish to see you sorry. Now I trust I shall. My woman, come, you have leave.
Go, do our bidding hence. And scene.
And see.
Thinking of me, just like I know you should. I can't.
That was amazing, amazing, amazing.
You know I wish I could. I'm so high.
Is my turn or what?
Sorry, it's my turn. Okay. So next up we got and Adina and myself. We're doing the 12th night. So
Yeah, let's also come in the chat.
Proceed.
Miss, could you move to the next slide, please?
Twelfth Night is a dramatic play, and it's about love as cause of suffering. So Twelfth Night is a dramatic romantic comedy, which is a place means focus. You could take it.
So a handsome, a handsome, brave, courtly, virtuous, noble, wealthy, great, loyal man named Orsino is in love with Olivia, a wealthy, beautiful, and noble lady. Before Olivia has lost her brother and her father, and this causes Olivia not wanting to see anyone, including her messengers. And she says she will remain mourning for 7 years.
Before our scene, we are also introduced to a young woman named Viola. She has survived the shipwreck, but her brother Sebastian was last seen clinging, so she believes that her brother is dead. The captain that sees Viola takes her to Iran, where they have landed. Viola then works for Olivia, who has also lost a brother, and the captain tells Viola that Olivia won't see no one This causes Viola to decide to dress up as a young boy, and she goes by Cesario, and she gets a job as a page, aka a servant slash messenger for Orsino.
So there's two parts of this scene. So in our scene, Osario, which is Orsino, which is played by me, is sending Cesario, aka and Adina, to send a message to Olivia. So continuing after our scene will be Natasha, Litzy, and Adina. So Natasha and Litzy will join. So yeah. Has anyone seen Cesario?
I'm right here, my lord, at your service.
We'll need some privacy. I want a word with you. You know everything about me. I've told you all the secrets of my soul. So please go to her house. If they don't let you in, plant yourself outside her door and tell them you won't leave until they let you see her.
But my lord, I'm sure if she's as depressed as people said, she'll never let me in.
Be loud and obnoxious. Do whatever it takes. Just get the job done.
Well, all right. Let's say hypothetically I do get a chance to speak with her, my lord. What do I say then?
Tell her how passionately you love her. Overwhelm her with examples of how faithful I am. The best thing would be to act out my feelings for her. She'll pay more attention to a young guy like you than an older, more serious man.
I don't think so, my lord.
My boy, it's true. Anyone who says you're a man must not notice how young you are. Your lips are as smooth and red as the goddess Diana's. Your soft voice is like a young girl's, high and clear. And the rest of you is pretty feminine too. I know you're the right person for this job. 4 or 5 of you, go along with him, or all if you like. I'm best when I'm alone. If you succeed at this assignment, I'll reward you well. My whole fortune will be yours.
I'll do my best to make this lady love you. But what a tough task. I have to go matchmaking for the man I want to marry myself. And scene.
Sick ass accent. The accent was on point.
Okay.
I could do it better though. I could do it better. Like, you feel me, fam? You feel me, fam? Like, all right.
Okay. Wait.
That's Miss. It's Miss. Oh.
So, yeah, okay. So continuing on, so you guys just saw the first part of the scene. Continuing on will be Anandina, Natasha, and Litzy. So if you guys are ready, start whenever you want.
Ms. Cabrera, can you share the screen so we could explain? This. This slide before this. Yeah, that one. No, the other one. Yeah. Okay. Viola de Stringas as Cesario is Orsino's new favorite servant in the house.
Orsino commands Cesario to go to Olivia and wait outside her gate until she receives his message. He thinks Cesario might be able to gain admittance to see Olivia and woo her effectively because he is so young and good figure. He looks almost like a girl.
Orsino tells Cesario to push the boundaries of polite behavior if that is what it takes for Cesario to get an audience with Olivia.
In this scene, I will be playing Olivia. Natasha will be playing the character that I was playing before this scene, which is Cesario. And Letty will be playing Sir Andrew. You can start whenever you're ready, Natasha.
Oh, beautiful and accomplished lady. Today we permit the heavens rain adores upon you.
The young man's classy. Rain adores. That's good.
My message is not for anyone else to hear, my lady. It's only for your willing and receptive ear.
Adores, willing, and deserving. I have to remember those words so I can use them later myself.
Close the garden door and leave me alone to hear his message. Give me your hand, sir.
I give you my obedience and my humble service, madam.
What is your name?
Cesario is my name. Your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant? The world's gone downhill since Fake Humanity started passing for compliments. You're not my servant, young man. You're Count Orsino's servant.
But he's your servant. So everything that's his must be yours too. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
As for him, I never think about him. As for his thoughts, I wish he'd think nothing at all rather than think about me all the time.
Madam, I've come here to try to make you like him.
Oh, please. I'm begging you. Don't mention him again. But if you want to tell me that someone else loves me, I'll enjoy hearing that rather than enjoy listening to angels sing.
My dear lady?
Please, let me say something. After you cast your magic spell on me last time, I sent you a ring. I fear it was a mistake since I tricked myself, my servant, and you too. You probably think poorly of me after I forced that ring on you with such outrageous dishonesty. What else could you possibly think of me? Haven't you totally dismissed my honor and integrity in your anger? For someone as intelligent as you, the situation must be clear enough. I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve, and I can't hide my feelings for you, so let me hear what you have to say.
I feel sorry for you.
That's a step in the direction of love.
No, not at all. It's a perfectly ordinary experience for us to feel sorry for our enemies.
Well, enough of my whining then. That's that. I was getting carried away with fantasies I didn't deserve to have. But I should have considered myself lucky. It's much better to be destroyed by a noble enemy than by a cruel and heartless one. Listen to that. The clock is scolding me for wasting my time loving you. Don't worry, young man. I won't stalk you. And when you're older and wiser and ready for marriage, your future wife will have a fine husband. There's a way back home for you. Due west.
Then west is where I'm headed. I wish you all the best, you do.
Stay. Please. Tell me what you think of me.
I think you're denying what you really are.
If that's true, I think the same about you.
You're right. I am not what I am.
I wish you were what I wanted you to be.
Would it be better if I were that instead of what I am? I wish I were something better because right now I'm a big fool.
Oh, how beautiful he is, even when he's angry and full of contempt. A murderer can hide his guilt longer than someone in love can hide her love. Love shines brightly and can't be hidden. Cesario, I swear by the spring roses, by virginity, honor, and everything, I swear I love you. I love you so much that I can hide my love for you, as clever as I am. Don't assume that because I'm pursuing you, there's no reason to pursue me. Put two and two together and realize that asking for love is good, but receiving it without asking is much better.
And I swear by my youth and innocence that I've only got one heart and one love to give, and that I've never given them to a woman and never will. So goodbye, my lady. I won't ever come to complain about my lord's love for you again.
Then come again, for another reason. You must still be able to make yourself fall in love with me, the person he loves, even though you hate me now. And see.
Wow, that was really good.
Can I talk now?
Okay, so next up is Comedy of Errors. I think it's part one.
Yeah.
There's a part two.
Pretty sure it's part one. It's part one. Hello, hello. Are you gonna talk? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, our play is Comedy of Errors, and the characters are Adriana, Luciana, and Romeo. And when I think of this scene, I think of like a castle-like setting, and it also reminds me of the movie Little Women in the time period, which is the 1860s.
Adriana wants to understand what went on between her husband and Luciana. Luciana wants to make the story of what happened with Adriana's husband clear. Drummond wants to complete the order from his master to get money from Adriana. The characters is Adriana, Luciana, and Dromio. Adriana and Luciana are sisters. Dromio is basically the servant of Adriana's boyfriend.
Comedy of Errors is about two sisters and one of their husband's servants who has delivered some news about Adriana's husband being arrested. Luciana's complaining that Adriana's husband was trying to woo her, but they didn't know he had an identical twin. While they were speaking, Dromio walked to give Adriana the news about her.
Next is the supporting monologue, and this is Jose's monologue. The connection between the monologue and the scene is that Jose's character, Balthazar, works for Adriana's husband.
Have patience, sir. Oh, let it not be so. Hearing your war against your reputation and draw within compass of suspect, then violated honor of your wife. Once this, your long experience of her wisdom, her sober virtue, years, and modesty. Plead on her part some to unknown, and doubt not, sir, she will well excuse. Why at this time the doors are made against you, be ruled by me? Depart in patience, and let us to the tiger to our dinner. And about evening come yourself alone. To know the reason of this strange restraint, if by strong hand you offer to break in, now in the stirring passage of the day, a vulgar comment will be made. And that's to be by the common route against your unguarded estimation, that may with foul intrusion enter in and dwell upon your grave when you are dead.
Leslie, you ready?
Yeah. Louisiana, did he tempt that he plead in earnest or no? Look, he read, pale, sad, or merely. What observation might thou in his case, of his heart meters tilting from his face?
First, he denied you had in him no right.
He meant he did me none, the more my spite.
Then swore that he was a stranger here.
And true he swore, though yet forsworn.
Then pleaded I for you. Leslie, you there?
And what said he? Love? What happened?
Say your line again. You cut off.
Which one?
And what said he?
And what said he?
That love I begged for you, he begged of me.
Thy love?
With words did an honest suit my move. First, he did praise my beauty, then my speech.
I cannot, nor I will not hold me still. My tongue and not my heart shall have his will. He is deformed, old, crooked, sir, ill-faced, worse body, shapeless everywhere, vicious, blunt, ungentle, foolish, unkind, segmental in the making, worse than mine.
Who would be jealous then of such a one? No evil is lost. No evil willed is lost when it's gone.
But I think better than I say, and would hear in others' eyes were worse. Far from the net, like away. My was the curse.
Here, go, the desk, the purse. Sweet now, make haste.
How hast thou thy breath?
By running fast.
Where is the thigh master? Dromio, is he well?
No, he's in total limbo, worse than hell. The devil in the everlasting garment has him. one whose heart is buttoned up with steel, a fiend, a fury, a pitiless and rough, a wolf, nay worse, all fell all in buff, a backfire and a shoulder clapper, one that countermands the passages of alleys, creeks and narrow lanes, a hound that runs counter and yet draws dry foot well, one that before the judgment carries poor souls to hell.
What is the matter?
I do not know the matter. He's arrested on the case.
What? Is he arrested? Tell me, at whose suit?
I know not whose suit he's arrested, bro. But he's in the suit of buff, which arrested him. That can I tell? We send the mistress redemption. The money in his desk?
This I wonder at, that he unknown to me should be in debt. Tell me, was he arrested on a band?
Not on a band, but on a way stronger thing. A chain, a chain. Do you not hear it ring?
What? The chain?
No. The bell. There's some that were gone. It was 2 I left them, and now the clock strikes 1.
The hours come back. That did I never hear.
Oh, yes. If any ever meet a surgeon that turns back for very fear.
As if time were in depth, how fondest thou dost thou reason?
Time is very bankrupt and owes more than he's worth a season. Nay, he's a thief too. Have you not heard men say that time comes stealing on by night and day? If time be in death and theft and a surgeon in the way, has he not reason to turn back an hour in a day?
Go, Dromio. Here's the money. Bear straight and bring Thigh Master home immediately. Come, sister. I'm pressed down with conceit. Conceit my comfort and injury.
Even though we had some difficulties, they went all out. Hey, we need to show them some love. Like, give them some love for real, for real.
Yes, sir. Now me and Kevin gonna look for y'all.
All right. For our next performance, we got the Comedy of Errors, which the characters are Luciana, Adriana, and Dromio of Something by Mia Vedlusco, Angie, and Orion. Y'all may proceed.
Okay. So, well, yeah, our scene is on Comedy of Errors. I play Dromio of Syracuse, and the setting takes place in the Greek city of Ephesus.
I play Luciana and Angie plays Adriana.
Okay, so a guy named a guy named Angelo needs money to pay back a merchant who he owes. So he tells the merchant that he is expecting payment from Antipholus of Syracuse. Antipholus of Ephesus comes in, and Angelo mistakes him for Antipholus of Syracuse, and he begins asking him for money. Antipholus has no idea what Angelo is talking about. So sooner or later, Angelo and the merchant have Antipholus of Ephesus, the husband, arrested. He tells Dromio of Syracuse, the twin servant, to get bail from Adriana. Antipholus of Ephesus thinks that Dromio of Syracuse is a servant, but he's not. He is the twin brother servant. So basically, the servants are twin brothers as well, and so they get their masters mistaken.
Okay, so during our scene, Adriana and Luciana are at Antipolis of Ephesus' house, which is Adriana's husband. And then Luciana explains to her sister that Adriana's husband tried to woo her. And then Adriana starts to talk bad about her husband, but then Dromio Syracuse comes in, which is Orion, the servant. And he tells Adriana that her husband has been arrested and he needs bail. And Adriana questions him as to why he got arrested. And then Luciana gives him the money and he goes to find his master.
And then like after our scene is done, me, the servant Dromio of Syracuse, runs into Antipholus of Syracuse in the streets and asks him how he got out of jail. Antipholus of Syracuse is confused and thinks that his servant is playing jokes. Antipholus of Syracuse asks when the ship is going to leave for Syracuse, but the servant says he already told him, but in reality, he didn't know that the husband of Adriana was a twin. And yeah. Okay, Angie, go.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Luciana, did he tempt you like that? Could you tell from his face if he was serious, yes or no? Did he look flushed or pale, sad or happy? Could you tell from his looks what he was feeling in his heart?
First, he said you had no right to him.
He did nothing right for me, which is true, fortunately.
Then he swore he was a stranger here.
And that's true, he is being stranger, yet he lies as well, for he is no stranger.
Then I pleaded for you.
What did he say?
That he felt for me the love that I begged him to feel for you.
How did he try to persuade you to love him?
With words that, if they were spoken honestly, might have moved me. First, he praised my beauty, then my eloquence.
Did you praise him as well?
Have some patience, please.
I cannot, and I will not keep quiet. My voice will have its way, even if my heart can't. He is misshapen, crooked, old, and withered. His face is ugly, all shapeless, everywhere. He is vicious, mean, foolish, blunt, unkind. His body is deformed, and his mind is worse.
Then why be jealous of a person like that? When an evil thing has been lost, no one cries.
Oh, but I think of him more highly than I say I do, and I wish he looked worse in other women's eyes. I'm like the lapwing, creating a diversion in order to attract predators from my nest. My heart adores him, even though my tongue curses him.
Here, go to the desk. Money, come on now, hurry.
How did you lose your breath?
By running fast.
Where's your master, Dromio? Is he all right?
No, he's in a place worse than hell. A devil in a tough uniform has him. A man whose heart is as hard as steel. A fiend and a goblin, pitiless and rough. Oh, if not even worse. A man all in tough leather. A backbiting friend. One who grabs people and patrols the streets and passageways. A hunting dog that runs in the opposite direction of its prey. He can follow the scent of the hunt. A man who puts people away before the verdict is announced.
Speak, man, what's the matter?
I don't know what the matter is, but he's been arrested for it.
What? He's been arrested? Tell me who had him arrested.
I don't know who had him arrested, but the man that had him arrested was in a suit of leather. Mistress, will you send him bail? The money in the desk.
Get it, sister. I don't understand it. How can he be in debt without me knowing it? Tell me, was he arrested because of a band?
Not for a band, but for something stronger. A necklace. A necklace. Don't you hear it ring?
What? The necklace?
No, the bell. It's time for me to go. It was 2 o'clock when I left him, now it's 1.
Time's running backwards? I've never heard of that.
Oh, sure, when an hour meets a cop and turns and runs in fear.
Time's not the one in death. Your logic is so foolish.
Time is always backed up. It owes more than it can ever back in a season. And time's a thief, too. Don't you know the old saying? Time steals along. So if time's in debt, and also a thief, and a cop comes, don't you think time will turn back an hour?
Here's the money, Romeo. Take it to your master or bring him home immediately. Come, sister, my imagination is too much for me. It both comforts me and depresses me.
And scene.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Alright, come on, guys. We need more. I need to feel the love. I need to feel the energy. Come on, man. Amazing. All right. Is my turn? Is that right? No.
Fatima.
All right.
Okay, next up we have Isaiah and Excel performing Richard III. So, let's welcome them.
Yes, give us some twinkles in the chat.
My scene is Richard III. My character is Gloucester, and he sells his lady Anne. Next slide, please, Miss. So In our scene, we have two scenarios where on the left, Gloucester is trying to persuade Lady Anne to kill him so she can feel satisfactory about something that he did, which I'll explain later. And on the right, Gloucester's proposing to Lady Anne after killing her husband to be her husband. Next slide, please. So the summary is that Gloucester killed Lady Anne's husband in order to become her husband himself, and they argue a lot and a lot not. But my character Gloucester's manipulative personality is able to soothe Lady Anne's anger. And after this scene, Lady Anne leaves with Trestle and Berkeley, two random characters I don't have a lot about. And the setting takes place in London. Lady Anne has the power for the majority of the scene because Gloucester doesn't have any. He's the one trying to persuade her. Gloucester's objective is that he wants to take Lady Anne's hand in marriage, and Lady Anne wants to escape Gloucester and have him killed. Next slide, please. Miss Hill's next. Brian's next, but it's a miss.
Brian, are you there? Brian Torres. All right, Brian Torres, you gonna tell us about your monologue? Yeah.
Wait, my monologue is about how, what's it called? About after the Civil War, my character is crippled and he's mad because of his faces and all of that. So now all of my family's trouble have come to the glorious end, thanks to my brother King Edward for all the clouds that shaped like your family have vanished and turned to sunshine. Now we wear the wreaths of victories on our heads. We've taken off our armor and weapons and hung them up as decorations. Instead of hearing trumpets call us to battle, we dance at parties. We get to wear easy smiles on our faces rather than the grim expression of war. Instead of charging toward our enemies on armored horses, we dance for our ladies in their chambers, accompanied by sexy songs on the lute. But I'm not made to be a seducer or to make faces at myself in the mirror. I was badly made and don't have that look of to strut my stuff in front of pretty sluts. I've been cheated of a nice body and face, or even normal proportions. I am deformed, spit out of my mother's womb prematurely, and so badly formed that dogs bark at me as I limp by them. I'm left with nothing to do in this week peacetime, unless I want to look at my lumpy shadow in the sun and sing about that. Since I can amuse myself by being a lover, I decided to become a villain. I've set dangerous plan in motion, using lies, drunken prophecies, and stories about dreams to set my brother Clarence and the king against each other. If King Edward is as honest and fair-minded as I am deceitful and cruel, then Clarence is going to be locked away in prison today because of a prophecy that Clarence will murder Edward's children. That's it.
Woo! I believe he was Richard III. Nice. Keep going with the Richard III presentation.
Okay, well, there's one more slide for Itzel to present. It's a brief one.
Where am I going, Brian, Itzel?
It's the slide. It's the slide after that one.
So one more over, this one?
Yeah, it's just the one in the stuff in the middle.
Okay, got it.
So my character and Gloucester is a murderer. Lady Anne has a power for a while, but Gloucester slowly taking it. Well, obviously, Gloucester wants to marry Lady Anne, and I will express the conflict by raising my voice and moving away from the camera. What? Do you tremble? Are you all afraid? Alas, I believe you not, for you are mortal, and mortal eyes cannot endure the devil. Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell. Thou hast the power over his mortal body. His soul thou cannot have, therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, for charity be not so cursed.
Fool devil, for God's sakes, hence and trouble us not. For thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deepest flames. If thou delight to view these hideous deeds, behold the pattern of thy bush cherries. Oh, gentlemen, see Dan Henry's wound. Open the Congo mouth and beat afresh. Blush, thou of the food deformity. For it is that prison that held this blood, from cold and empty vein where no blood flows. The deed inhuman and unnatural, broke most to go most unnatural. Oh God, which this blood matters, revenge his death. Oh earth, which this blood drinketh, revenge his death. Either heaven with lightning strikes the murderer dead, or earth gape open wide and quick, and eat quick. As those swallow up existing blood, with the help of an arm have butchered.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which are good for bad or blessings for curses.
Even though no law of God nor man, no beast so fierce, but no sense of pity.
But I know none, and therefore am no beast.
Oh, wonderful when the devils tell the truth.
More wonderful when angels are so angry. Vouchsafe the divine perfection of a woman, of these supposed evils to give me leave, by circumstances to acquit myself.
Vouchsafe the inspection of a man, but he's no evil, but you give me leave for circumstance, to curse thy cursed self.
Fairer than tongue can name thee. Let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Ruder than heart can think thee, thou cannot make no excuse current, but to hang thyself.
By such despair I should accuse myself.
And by despairing should that excuse for being worthy vengeance on thyself, which did unworthy slaughter upon others?
Say that I slew them not?
Why? And they are not dead, but they are, and they're slain by thee.
I did not kill your husband.
Why? Then he is alive?
Nay, he is dead, and slain by Edward's hand.
Both thou liest. Queen Margaret saw the murderous passion in his blood, which thou didn't bend against the bread. Feed that the brothers beside, but the brothers beat beside the point.
I was provoked by her slanderous tongue to either guilt on my guiltless shoulders.
That was for a bloody mind, which never dead a gone but the butch cherry. Didn't thou not kill this king?
I grant ye.
Thou grant me, Hedgehog, then God grant me too. Thou mayst be damned for the wicked deed. Oh, he was gentle, proud, and virtuous.
The fitter for the King of heaven that hath him.
He is in heaven, where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me that hoped to send him thither, for he was fitter for that place than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place else will you hear me name it.
Some dungeon.
Your bedchamber.
Or speak thy to the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madame, till I lie with you.
I hope so.
I know so, but gentle Lady Anne, this keen encounter of our wits and fall someone into a slower method. Is not the causer of the timeless deaths of these planetgenics. Henry and Edward as blameful as the executioner?
Thou art the cause of the most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect. Your beauty, which did haunt me in my sleep to undertake the death of all the world, so I might live 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
If I thought that, I told thee homicide, that these nails should run the beauty from my cheeks.
These eyes could never endure sweet beauty's wreck. You should not blemish it. If I stood by as all the world is cheered by the sun, so I by that it is my day, my life.
That night or shade, and they day, and death thy life.
Curse not thyself, for creature thou art both.
I would I were to be revenged on thee.
It is a quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on him that loveth you.
It is a cruel, just, and reasonable to revenge on him that slew my husband.
He that beareth thee, lady of thy husband, did it help thee to a better husband.
Spirit doth not breathe upon the earth.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Name him.
Plantagenet.
Why? That was he?
The self-same name, but one of better nature.
Where is he?
Here. Dost thou spit at me?
We're more poisonous for thy sakes.
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fuller toad. Out of my sight, disinfect my eyes.
Thine eyes, lady, have infected mine.
But they were bastards to strike thee dead.
I would they were, that I might die at once. Now they kill me with the living death. Those eyes of thine from mine have drawn salt tears. Shame their aspect with store of childish drops. These eyes that never shed a mortal tear. No, my father York and Edward wept to hear the piteous moans that Rutland made, when black-faced Clifford shook his sword at him. Nor when thy warlike father, like a child, told the sad story of my father's death, and 20 times they paused to sob and weep, while the standers by had wet their cheeks, like trees bedashed with rain. That time my manly eyes did scorn and humble tear, and what these sorrows cannot thence exhale, that beauty hath, and made them blind with weeping. I never slew to friend nor enemy, my tongue can never learn sweet smoothing word, but now thy beauty is proposed my fee, my proud heart sues and prompts my tongue to speak. Teach not thy lips such scorn, for they were made for kissing, lady, not for such contempt. If thy heart cannot forgive, lo, here I lend this sharp-pointed sword, which if thou please to hide in its true bosom, let the soul forth that adoreth thee, I lay it naked to the deadly stroke, and humbly death upon my knee. I do not pause, for I did kill King Henry. It was thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatch. 'Twas that I stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wished thy death, I would not be the executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
Tush, that was in thy rage. Speak it again, and even with the word, that hand for which thy love did kill thy love, shall for thy love kill a far truer love. To both their deaths thou shalt be accessory.
I would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my tongue.
I fear me both are false.
Then never man was true.
Well, well, put up your sword.
Say, then my peace is made.
That shall you know hereafter.
But shall I live in hope?
All men, I hope, live so.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring. Look,
To take is not to give.
Look, how this ring encompasseth finger. Even so thy breast encloseth my poor heart, or both of them, for both of them are thine. And if thy poor devoted suppliant may but beg one favor at thy gracious hand, thou dost confirm his happiness forever.
What is it?
That it will please thee to leave these sad designs to him that caused more to be a mourner, and presently repair to Crosby Place, where after I have solemnly interred at Trixie Monastery with this noble king, while his grave my repentant tears, I will with all expedient duty see you. For divers unknown reasons, I beseech you, grant me this boon.
Without my heart, I much it joys me too. You become so pendant. Trust on Berkeley, go along with me.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you flatter, can you teach me how to flatter you? I imagine I have said farewell already.
And scene.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Thank you, Miss. Hola, we got Miss Jimenez. Yeah. All right. This is my part, right?
Was in the chat.
All right. For our next one, we got Much Ado About Nothing from Beatrice and Benedict. You guys may proceed.
Hello, everyone. In our scene today, Much Ado About Nothing, my character Beatrice is a woman that is trying to escape the fact that at one point in her life, she fell in love with Benedict.
And my character, which is Benedict, he is an aristocratic soldier that came back from war, not believing in marriage.
And in our scene today, our characters are going to meet for the first time. But when they meet for the first time, they mock each other, hinting their feelings for one another.
And as they are hinting their feelings for each other, their feelings grow and they share, like, their connection is much more stronger. In which when they are confronted with a crisis involving another character called Hero, they start trying to find ways to find her innocent.
And once they start helping Hero and Claudio with what happened, they pledge their love to each other because they realized that their feelings for each other were so strong, but they weren't admitting it to themselves at first. And now we will be doing our scene. In 3, 2, 1, action. I wonder you will still be talking, Senor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain shall die while she hath such meat food to feed it as, Senor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain, if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you accepted, and I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They else would have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I'm of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestined scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse. A twin such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
Ha! I would my horse have the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way. I, God's name, I've done.
You always end with a jade trick. I know you're bold. And scene.
Come on. We need more love in the chat, please.
More love will get 10.
Hey Pedro, start wearing the hat like you. I'm copying Pedro right now. Anyways, proceed. Wait, is my turn? Oh, I'm sorry. But begin.
Okay. Okay, so our play is called Measure for Measure. And during this play, the Duke, the one in power of like this whole setting, leaves for a mission, and he gives Angelo power over the whole kingdom while he's gone. But instead of actually leaving for a mission, he stays and spies on Angelo to take him down. Throughout this whole play, Angelo abuses his power and he enforces like laws heavily, and that causes my character Claudio to become imprisoned for impregnating his lover before marriage. And during me and Kat's scene, Isabella, her character, goes to visit her brother Claudio inside prison, and they try to figure out a way to escape or to avoid execution. And at the end, the Duke and Isabella team up and take down Claudio or Angelo. Okay, you ready?
Sorry, I was muted. All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Now, sister, what's the comfort?
Why, as all comforts are, most good indeed. Lord Angelo, having affairs to heaven, intends you for his swift ambassador, where you shall be in everlasting leisure. Therefore, your best appointment make with speed. Tomorrow you set on.
Is there no remedy?
None, but such remedy as to save a head, to cleave a heart in twain.
But is there any?
Yes, brother, you may live. There is a devilish mercy in the judge. If you implore it, that will free your life. but fetter you till death.
Perpetual durance?
Ah, just perpetual durance, the other words of acidity you had, to determine scope.
But in what nature?
And such a one as you consenting to it would bark your honor from that chunky bear and leave you naked.
Let me know the point.
Oh, I do fear thee, Claudio, and I quake, lest thou feverish life shouldst entertain, and 6 or 7 winters more respect than a perpetual honor. Darest thou die? The sense of death is in most in apprehension, and the poor beetle that we tread upon in corporal sufferance finds a pang as great as when a giant dies.
Why you give me this shame? You think I can in resolution fetch? From flowering tenderness, if I must die, I will encounter darkness as a bride and hug it in my arms.
There spake my brother, there my father's grave. Did utter forth the voice? Yes, thou must die. Thou art too noble to conserve a life in base appliances. This outward sainted deputy, whose settled visage and deliberate word nips you I the follies doth them you, as falcon doth the fowl, is yet a devil, his filth within being cast, he would appear upon as deep as hell.
The Prenzi Angelo.
Oh, this the cunning liver of hell, the damn's body to invest in cover and frenzy guards. Dost thou think, Claudio, if I would yield him my virginity, thou mightst be freed?
Oh heavens, it cannot be.
Yes, he would give it to thee from this rank offense, so to offend him still, this night's the time that I should do what I abhor to name, or else thou diest tomorrow.
Thou shalt not do.
Oh, were but my life, I throw it down for your deliverance as frankly as a pin.
Thanks, dear Isabel.
Be ready, Claudio, for your death tomorrow.
Yes, has he affections in him that thus can make him bite the law by the nose? When he would force it? Sure, it is no sin, or of the deadly 7 it is the least.
Which is the least?
If it were damnable, he being so wise, why would it be for the momentarily trick? Be perdurably fined? Oh, Isabel.
What says my brother?
Death is a fearful thing.
And shame life, a hateful.
Aye, but to die and go we know not where, to lie in cold obstruction and to rot, this sensible warm notion to become a kneaded clod in the delighted spirit, to bathe in fiery floods and to reside in thrilling regions of rip-thick ice, to be imprisoned in the viewless winds and blown with restless violence round about. The pendant world, or be worse than worse. Those of lawless and uncertain thoughts, imagine howling 'tis too horrible. The weariest and most low rarely live. The age, ache, yearning, and imprisonment can lie on natures of paradise to what we fear of death.
Alas, alas!
Sweet sister, let me live. What sin do you have to save a brother's life? Nature dispenses with a deed so far that it becomes a virtue.
Oh, you beast! Oh, faithless coward! Oh, dishonored wretch! Wilt thou be made a man out of my vice? Is it not some kind of incest to take life from thine own sister's shame? What should I think? Heaven shield my mother's play, my father fair, for such a warp slip in wilderness, near issue from his blood. Take my defiance, die, perish, my blood, my bending down, reprieve thee from thy fate, it should proceed. I'll pray 1,000 prayers for thy death, no word to save thee.
Nay, hear me, Isabel.
Oh, fie! Dice is not accidental but a trade. Mercy to thee will prove itself a bawd. This, best thou dice quickly.
Oh, hear me, Isabella! And see.
Wow, let's give him some twinkles in the chat.
That's what I got. That was a masterpiece. The crescendo was a point, everything. Alright.
Okay, so next up is what's yours, Kevin? That's yours, Kevin.
Oh, my bad. Let me do that again. Miss, can you go back? I need to, introduce him very well. Alright. For our next performance, we got Two Gentlemen of Verona. starting as Sylvia, Jaylene, and Julia, Andrea. Go kill it!
Hello. So overall, like our play is Two Gentlemen of Verona, and overall just like four main characters, I would say: Valentine, Proteus, Julia, and Sylvia. And overall, Proteus and Valentine, like they're like best friends, but later on they end up stop being friends later on because first off, Proteus fell in love with this girl named Julia, but later on he moved with Valentine to go study, and Valentine ended up falling in love with this girl named Sylvia, and Proteus also ended up falling in love with her as well, which ended up kind of having kind of like a virate, like they became kind of rivals, I guess. But both Sylvia and Valentine fall in love for each other, and they tell Proteus that they're gonna get married and escape, which Proteus later on told the father because he didn't allow them to be together, which caused Valentine to be banished. And then after that, Julia's like alone by herself because both Proteus and Julia like they love each other and they both gave each other a ring to show each other their love. And she kind of missed him, so she went over there and disguised herself as a guy and became like a mage, like a servant, and changed her name to Sebastian to go over there to see him. And then like our part where our scene happens and stuff. And later on at the end, they go in the forest because Sylvia ended up trying looking for Valentine, but she ended up getting attacked by bandits, which later on Proteus ended up saving her, protecting her. But Sylvia doesn't love him, and she ended up telling him that. And then Proteus tried to attack her, which then Valentine comes out and saves her. And they kind of end up becoming friends again, and both couples end up with each other. Like both Sylvia and Valentine end up going together, and Proteus, Julia end up going together and stuff. And then Jaden's gonna tell us more what happens during the scene.
So what happens in the scene is we have Andrea playing Julia, which she disguised herself as Sebastian the messenger, who works for Proteus, and I'm playing Sylvia. And in this scene, Andrea is gonna bring me a letter that was from Proteus, and then we start talking, and later on she finds out that I don't really want Proteus. So then they become cool, and then Sylvia gains the sympathy for Andrea later on in the play.
So I guess we gonna start. Okay. Ready, get set, go. Gentlewomen, good day. I pray you, be my mean to bring which to speak with Madame Sylvia.
What would you with her if that I be she?
If you be she, I do entreat your patience to hear me speak the message I am sent on.
From whom?
From my master, Sir Proteus, madame.
Oh, he sends you for a picture.
Aye, madame.
Ursula, bring my picture here. Go give your master this. Tell him from me. One Julia his chain do not forget, would better fit his chamber than his shadow.
Madame, please pursue this letter. Pardon me, madame. I have advised. Delivered you a paper I should not. This is the letter to your ladyship.
I pray thee. Let me look in that again.
It may not be good, madame. Pardon me.
There hold. I will not look upon your master's lines, for I know they are stuff for protestations and full of newfound oaths which he will as easily as I do tear his paper.
Madame, he sends your ladyship this ring.
The more shame from him that he sends in me, for I have heard him say 1,000 times since Julia gave at him his departure. Through his false finger I have profaned the ring. Mine shall not do as Julia is so much wrong.
She thanks you.
What sayst thou?
I thank you, madame, that you to her. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her much.
Dost thou know her?
Almost as well know myself to think upon her woes. I do protest, however, 100 several times.
Be like, she thinks that Proteus hath forsook her.
I think she doth, and that's her cause of sorrow.
Is she not passing fair?
She hath been fair, madam, than she is. When she once think that master loved her well, she, in my judgment, was as fair as you, but since she did neglect her looking glass and drew her stunning spelling mask away, the air hath starved the roses in her cheeks and pitched the lady to her face that now she's black as I.
How tall was she?
About my stature for our Pentecost when our pageants of light were played, our youth gonna played the woman's part, and I was trimmed in Madame Gia's gown, which served me as fit by Ahmed's judgment of it the garment made for me. Therefore, I know she's about my height. And at a time I made her wept for good, for I did play an novel part, madame. Thus I added passion for this pretty unjust fight, which I so lively acted in my tears that my poor mistress moved around, wept bitterly, and would I be dead if I in thought felt not her very sorrow.
Beholding to thee, gentle youth, alas, poor lady, desolate and left. I weep myself to think upon thy words. Here, youth, there is my purse. I give thee this for thy sweet mistake, because thou love her. Farewell.
And she shall thank you for it, if e'er you knew her. A virtuous gentlewoman, mid and beautiful. I hope my master's suit will be but cold since she fits my mistress love so much. Alas! How can love travel itself? Here's a picture. Let me see. I think if I such attire, this face of mine will be fully of lovely as this of hers. And yet, the picture flattered her a little. Unless I flatter myself too much. Her hair is auburn. Mine's a perfect yellow. If that will be difference in his love, I will give me such color periwig. Her eyes are gray as eyeglass, and so are mine. Ah, but her forehead low and mine as high. What should it be that he invests in her? But I can be reflective in myself, if this fond love were not a blinding God. Come, shall come and take this shadow up, for this thy rebel, thou should be worshipped, kissed, loved, and adored, and the word of sense and idolatry. My substance should be such in thy steed. I will use thee kindly for thy mistress' sake. Thou use me so, or else by Jove I vow I shall scratch unto you nice and make master out of love with thee. I'm seeing.
That was amazing.
Wow, that was really good.
Bro, Andrea, bro, you should be an actor, honestly.
I know she should.
It's really good. Like, you seen that? She laughed, then she played it off good. Fire. Fire. You are the GOAT. All you guys are the GOATs. Props to everyone.
You guys are queens. Okay, so next up is Hamlet. Yes.
Proceed.
Angel, Jaden, are you there?
Yo, am I lagging? Yo.
Yo, you not lagging, you good, Hamlet, you good. We got a ghost in here. Jaden, where you at?
RIP in the chat.
Jaden, you there, man?
Yeah.
All right, let's learn about Hamlet. I feel like you don't need the slides. You could just tell us, Jaden. What's this play about?
Okay. So this play is about recently Hamlet's father has passed away. So everyone is thinking, like in Denmark, I believe, that everyone believes that it was a snake that poisoned Hamlet's father and he died. So this ghost is luring Hamlet into this secluded area to tell him what really happened. So while they're speaking, Hamlet finds out that the ghost is actually his father, and the ghost wants to tell Hamlet what really happened so that Hamlet could like find a way to stop everything. So while they're talking, Hamlet figured out that it was his uncle who killed his father so that he could take his crown and everything that he owned, and he killed him so that he could take everything. So now Hamlet's father is trying to tell him how to stop him, and that it was all a lie.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Where are you taking me? Speak. I'm not going any further.
Listen to me.
I will.
The hours has almost come when I have to return to the horrible flames of purgatory.
Ah, poor ghost.
Don't pity me. Just listen carefully to what I have to tell you.
Speak. I'm ready to hear you.
You must be ready for revenge too when you hear me out.
What?
I'm the ghost of your father, doomed for a certain period of time to walk the earth at night, while during the day, I'm trapped in the fires of purgatory until I've done penance for my past sins. If I weren't forbidden to tell you the secrets of purgatory, I could tell you the stories that will slice through your soul, freeze your blood, make your eyes jump out of their sockets, and your hair stand on end like porcupine quills. But mortals like you aren't allowed to hear this description of the afterlife. Listen, listen. If you ever loved your poor dear father,
oh God,
take revenge for his horrible murder, that crime against nature.
Murder?
His most horrible murder. Murder's always horrible, but this one was especially horrible, weird, and unnatural.
Hurry and tell me about it, so I can take revenge right away, faster than a person falls in love.
I'm glad you're eager. You have to be as lazy as a weed on the shores of Leaf not to get riled up here. Now listen, Hamlet. Everyone was told that a poisonous snake bit me when I was sleeping in the orchard. But in fact, that's a lie that's fooled everyone in Denmark. You should know, my noble son, the real snake that stung your father is now wearing his crown.
I knew it! My uncle!
Yes, incestuous, adulterous animal. With his clever words and fancy gifts, he seduced my seemingly virtuous queen, persuading her to give into his lust. They were evil words and gifts to seduce her like that. Oh, Hamlet, how far she fell. She went from me, who loved her with the dignity and devotion that suits a legitimate marriage, to a wench whose natural gifts were poor compared to mine. But just as you can't corrupt a truly virtuous person, no matter how you try, the opposite is always true. A lustful person like her can satisfy herself in a heavenly union and then move on to garbage. But hang on, I think I smell the morning air. So let me be brief here. Your uncle snuck up to me while I was sleeping in the orchard, as I always used to do in the afternoon, and poured a vial of henbane poison into my ear. That poison that moves like quicksilver through your veins and curdles the blood, which is just what they did to me. I broke out in a scarlet rash that covered my smooth body with a revolting crust. And that's how my brother robbed me of my life, my crown, and my queen. All at once. He cut me off in the middle of a sinful life. I had no chance to repent my sins or receive last rites. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible. So horrible. If you are human, don't stand for it. Don't let the Danish king's bed be a nest of incest. For however you go about your revenge, don't corrupt your mind or do any harm to your mother. Leave her to God and her own guilt. Now goodbye. The glowworm's light is going to fade. So morning is near. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Remember me.
Ah, are you up in heaven and earth? What else? Shall I include hell as well? Damn it. Keep beating. My heart and muscles don't grow old yet. Keep me standing. Remember you. Yes, poor ghost. As long as I have any power of memory in this distracted head. Remember you. Yes. I'll wipe my mind, clean of all tribal facts and memories, and preserve only your commandment there. Yes, by God. Oh, you evil woman. Oh, you villain. Villain. You damn smiling villain. Where's my notebook? It's a good idea for me to write down that one can smile and be a villain. At least it's possible in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Now it's time to deal with the vow I made to my father. He said, remember me. I swore I would.
Oh. Alright, we're back. We're back. Alright, for the next presentation, got Othello. You feel me? I'm guessing who's doing that. Let me guess who's doing that. Oh yeah, me. Ah. Alright. And Nick, where you at?
Oh my god.
I'm here. I'm here.
Hey, give him like
Alright.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Miss, can you put the next slide? All right. Let me start off. Well, I'm the villain in this scene, which is Yago, and what I'm trying to do basically is persuade Nicholas, who is the king Othello, that his wife is having an affair with this other guy named Cassio. Proceed, Nick.
And it takes place. This conversation takes place outside of the castle, and he's just persuading me, thinking that I'm thinking that my wife is having an affair because it all started with me thinking that, or knowing that my wife has a handkerchief, or the other character has my handkerchief. So Cassio has my handkerchief. I don't know how he got my handkerchief, and I blame everything on Desdemona.
All right. That's about it, Miss.
Yeah.
Ready, Nick?
Yeah.
All right. Act face. Well, you think so?
Think so, Yago.
What? To kiss in private?
An unauthorized kiss?
Or to be naked with her friends in bed an hour or more, not meaning any harm?
Naked in bed, Iago, and not mean harm. It is hypocrisy against the devil. That mean virtuously and yet do so. The devil their virtue tempts and they tempt heaven.
So they do nothing? Then you'll slip. But if I give my wife a handkerchief,
what then?
Why then? This hers, my lord. And being hers, she may, I think, bestow on any man.
She's protectress of her honor too. May she give that?
Her honor is the essence that's not seen. They have it very oft that have it not. But for the handkerchief,
by heaven, I would have most gladly have forgot it. Thou sits, it comes, or my memory, as doth the raven, the infected house, boding to all. He had my handkerchief.
Hey, what of that?
That's not so good now.
What if I had said I had seen him do you wrong? Or heard him say, as knaves should be such abroad, who have him by their own importunate sue? Or voluntarily daughters of some mistress, convince or supply them, cannot choose but they must blab.
Has he said anything?
He has, my lord, but be you well sure no more than he unswear.
What has he said?
Why, that he did. I know not what he did.
What? Lie. With her?
With her? On her? What you will.
Lie with her? Lie on her? We say lie on her when they belie her. That's fulsome. Handkerchiefs, confessions, handkerchiefs to confess and be hanged for his labor? First to be hanged and then to confess? I tremble at it. Nature not invest herself in such a shadowing passion without some instruction. It is not words that shake me thus. Pish, noses, ears, lips. Oh, devil.
Work on my medicine, work. Thus credulous fools are caught, and many worthy and chaste dames even thus. Ah, guiltless, me reproach. Well, hold, my lord, I say, Othello. And that's the end of the scene.
My intuition is telling me they'll be better days. Silence and find whenever I meditate.
After Iago and Othello scene, where they have the conversation about Desdemona being unfaithful, the whole reason Iago is trying to persuade Othello is because he wants revenge. He believes that Othello has had an affair with his wife, Emilia, which is also Desdemona's attendant in Cyprus. So Iago wants revenge on Othello, so that's why he's trying to destroy their relationship. And then Othello, he's like completely convinced that Desdemona has been unfaithful and uses her own faith against her about being a Christian. And Desdemona believes. Okay, my lord, what is your will?
Pray you, Chuck, come hither.
What is your pleasure?
Let me see your eyes. Look in my face.
What horrible fancy is this? Upon my knee, what doth your speech import? I understand the fury in your words, but not the words.
Why? What art thou?
Your wife, my lord, your true and loyal wife.
Huh, swear it. Damn thyself, lest being one of heaven, the devils themselves should fear seize thee, therefore be double damned. Swear thou art honest.
Heaven doth truly know it.
Heaven truly knows that thou art false as hell.
To whom, my lord? With whom? How am I false?
Ah, Desdemona, away, away, away.
Alas, the heavy day. Why do you weep? Am I the motive of these tears, my lord? If haply you, my father, do suspect an instrument of this your calling back, lay not your blame on me. If you have lost him, why I have lost him too.
God had decided to treat me like Job, making me sick and covered with sores, reducing me to abject poverty, selling me into slavery and destroying all my hopes. But I would have found some way to accept it. But instead, my wife, who's supposed to be like the fountain from where my children and all descendants flows from, has rejected me. Worse than that, she's polluted herself where disgusting toads reproduce. Even the goddess of patience can't look at this and be patient. It's too horrifying.
I hope my noble lord esteems me honest.
Oh, as summer flies are in shambles, that quicken even with blowing. Oh, thou weed who are so fair, lovely, and smells so sweet that the sense aches at thee, what thou hadst never been born.
Alas, what ignorant sin have I committed?
Was this fair paper, this most goodly book, made to write horror upon? What, committed? Committed? Oh, thou public commoner, I should make very forges of my cheeks that would to cinders burn up modesty. Did I but speak thy deeds? What, committed? Heaven stops the nose at it, and the moon winks. The body wind that kisses all it meets is hushed by the hollow mind of earth, and will not hear it. What, committed? Impudent strumpet!
By heaven, you do me wrong.
Are not you a strumpet?
No, as I am a Christian, if to preserve this vessel for my Lord, from any foul and unlawful touch. Be nice, strumpet. I am none.
What? Not a whore?
No, as I shall be saved.
It's possible?
Oh, heaven, forgive us.
I cry you mercy then. I took you for the cunning whore of Venice, that married with Othello. And see.
And see.
I think that was the end of the presentations.
Can we turn our cameras on? That's the end, right? I'm not missing.
Yes.
Okay, everyone, turn your cameras on. Zoom curtain call. Let's go.
Still more people.
Cameras on. Let me go. I'm in my gallery view. Who's there? Smile. Woo! Miss Jimenez is here. Miss Flores, Miss Ed. Look, they're so proud of you guys.
Come on.
Miss Hibbler is here. Yay!
Hey, y'all better turn on your cameras because I'm going to put you on the spot if y'all don't.
You don't have enough.
Wait, miss, there's still more people.
Oh, there's still more people. Turn your cameras on. Okay, are we ready to bow virtually? Ryan Torres, I don't see you, buddy. Ryan. VD. Oh, I see VD. I think I do. All right, ready? Here we go. Okay. 1. Classifier can do anything. Let's bow. And hands up. And bow. Woo! You guys can do Shakespeare. You can do anything. Thanks for coming. You guys did it. Woo! Quarter three in the bag.
Miss, me and Orion didn't go.
Oh. There's more.
Ew.
How do we miss that? What do we do? Okay, stay. Everyone stay. This is a finale. Okay, this is finale. This will be good. This is like when the audience is clapping. More! Don't let it end! More! Okay, here we go. One more! Come back! OMG. Oh, yay. Maribel, are you going to talk to me after this? I hope so. Please forgive me.
Yeah. Okay, do we explain ours too, or do you just want us to perform?
Do we say our slides?
Okay. This was awkward. Okay, in the meantime, okay, so our play is called Anthony and Cleopatra. I play Anthony, Orion plays Cleopatra.
So
you know this. Just go for it. You know it. You got it.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Right.
I am sick and sullen.
I am sorry to give breathing to my purpose.
Help me away, dear Charmian. I shall fall. The size of nature will not sustain it.
Now, my dearest queen.
Pray you stand further from me.
What's the matter?
I know by the same eye there's some good news. What says the married woman? You may go? Would she have never given you leave to come? Let her not say 'tis I keep you here. I have no power upon you. Hers you are.
The gods best know.
Oh, never was their queen so mightily betrayed, yet at the first I saw the treasons planted.
Cleopatra.
Why should I think you could be mine and true, though you in swearing shake the throne gods? Who have been false to Fulvia? Pray ought his madness to be entangled with those mouth-made vows, which break themselves in swearing.
Most sweet queen.
Nay, pray you seek no color for your going, but bid farewell and go. When you stood staying, then was the time for words.
Hey, Orion, can you go one line back? Sorry, did you guys not hear either? Is that just me?
Yeah, her audio cut off.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Listen, our brows bent, none are but so poor, but was a race to heaven, there so still, or thou the greatest soldier art turned the greatest liar.
How now, lady?
I would I height thy inches, thou shouldst know. There was a heart in Egypt.
Hear me, queen, the strong necessity of time commands. Our service is a while, but my full heart remains in use with you. Our Italy shines away with silver swords. Sextus Pompeius makes his approaches to the port of Rome. Equality of two domestic powers. Brief scrupulous faction, the hate have grown to strength, are newly grown to love. The condemned Pompey, rich in his father's honors, creeps apace into the hearts of such as have not thrived. Upon the present state, whose numbers threaten, and quietness, grown sick of rest, will purge by any desperate change. My mark particular, that which most of you save my going, is Fulvia's death.
Oh, age from folly cannot give me freedom. It does from childness. Can Fulvia die?
She's dead, my queen. Look here at thy sovereign leisure read. Targabolia should wait. At last best see when and where she died.
Almost false love. Where be the sacred vials thou shouldst fill? With sorrowful water? Now I see. In Fulvia's death, how mine received shall be.
Quarrel no more, but be prepared to know the purpose I bear, which are, or sees, as you shall give the advice, by the fire that quickens man's slime. I go from hence, thy soldier, servant, making peace or war, as thou affects.
Come, my late Charmian, come! But let it be, I am quickly ill and well. So Antony loves.
My precious queen, forbear, and give true evidence to his love, which stands an honorable trial.
So Fulvia told me, I breathe thee, turn aside and weep for her. Then bid adieu to me and say the tears belong to Egypt. Good now, play one scene of excellent assembling and let it look like perfect honor.
You'll heat my blood no more.
You can do better yet, but this is meetly.
Now by my sword.
And target still he mends, but this is not the best. Look, Preeti Charmian, how this Herculean Roman does become the courage of his chafe.
I'll leave you, lady.
Courteous lord, one word. Sir, you and I must part. But that's not it. Sir, you and I have loved. But that's not it. That you know well something it is I would. Oh, my oblivion is a very Antony, and I am all forgotten.
But that your royalty holds idleness subject, I should take for idleness itself.
'Tis swearing labor to bear such idleness so near the heart, as Cleopatra this, but sir, forgive me, since my becomings kill me when they do not. I well to you, your honor calls your hands, therefore be deft to be unpitied fully, and all the gods go with you. Upon your sword, Sir Laurel, and smooth success was strewed before your feet.
Let us go. Come. Our so that reside here goes yet with me, and hence fleeting here remain with thee.
Unseen.
And see.
Woo! And we got one more Romeo and Juliet. Woo! The finale. Anthony and Cleopatra, that was amazing.
Yes, get them checked in the chat.
Jason, Leslie, you guys ready?
Yeah. Leslie, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's easy for someone to joke about scars if they've never been cut. But wait, what's that light in the window over there? It is the east, and Julia is the sun. Rise up, beautiful sun, and kill the jealous moon. The moon is already sick and pale with grief because of you. Julia, her maid, are more beautiful than she. Don't be her maid, because she is jealous. Virginity makes her look sick and green. Only fools hold on to their virginity. Let it go. Oh, there is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, I wish she knew how much I loved her. She's talking, but she's not saying anything. So what? Her eyes are saying something. I will answer them. I am too bold. She's not talking to me. Two of the brightest stars in the whole sky had to go away on business. And they're asking her eyes to twinkle in their place until they return. What if her eyes were in the sky and the stars were in her head? The brightness of her cheek would outshine the stars the way the sun outshines a lamp. If her eyes were in the night sky, they would shine so brightly through space that birds would start singing, thinking her light was the light of day. Look how she leans her hand on her cheek. Oh, I wish I was that glove on that hand so that I could touch that cheek.
Oh my.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. You are as glorious as an angel tonight. You shine above me like a winged messenger from heaven, who makes mortal men fall on their back to look up at the sky, watching the angel walking on the clouds and sailing on the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Why do you have to be Romeo? Forget about your father and change your name. Or else, if you won't change your name, just swear you love me and now stop being a Capulet.
Should I listen for more or should I speak now?
It's only your name that's my enemy. You'd still be yourself even if you stop being a monarchy. What's a monarchy anyways? It isn't a hand, a foot, an arm, a face, or any other part of a man. Oh, be some other name. What does a name mean? The thing we call a rose would smell just as sweet if we called it by any other name. Romeo would be
just as perfect, even if he wasn't called Romeo. Romeo, lose your name. Trade in your name, which really has nothing to do with you, and take all of me in exchange.
I trust your words. Just call me your love and I will take in your name. From now on, I will never be Romeo again.
Who are you? Why do you hide in the darkness and listen to my private thoughts?
I don't know how to tell you who I am by telling you a name. I hate my name. You're saying because my name is your enemy. If I had it written down, I would tear up the paper.
I haven't heard you say 100 words yet, but I recognize the sound of your voice. Aren't you Romeo? And aren't you Montague?
I am neither of those things if you dislike them.
Tell me, how did you get in here? And why did you come? The orchid walls are high, and it's hard to climb over them. If any of my relatives find you here, they'll kill you because of who you are.
I flew over these walls with the light wings of love. Stone walls can't keep love out. Whatever a man in love can possibly do, his love will make him try to do it. Therefore, your relatives are no obstacle.
If they see you, they'll murder you.
At last, one angry look from you, you would be the worst than 20 of your relatives would swears. Just look at me kindly, and I'm invincible against their hatred.
I'd give anything to keep them from seeing you here.
The darkness will hide me from them. And if you don't love me, let them find me here. I'd rather they kill me than have to live without your love.
Who told you how to get here below my bedroom?
Love showed me the way. The same thing that made me look for you in the first place. Love told me what to do, and I let love borrow my eyes. I'm not a sailor, but if you were across the farthest sea, I would risk everything to gain you.
You can't see my face because it's dark out. Otherwise, you'd see me blushing about the things you've heard me say tonight. I would be happy to keep up good manners and deny the things I said, but forget about good manners. Do you love me? I know you'll say yes, and I'll believe you. But if you swear you love me, you might turn out to be lying. And they say love laughs when lovers lie to each other. Oh, Romeo, if you really love me, say it truly. Or if you think it's too easy and quick to ruin my heart, I'll frown and play hard to get, as long as that will make you try to win me. But otherwise, I wouldn't act that way for anything. In truth, handsome Manicure, I like you too much, so you may think my behavior is loose. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove myself more faithful than girls who act coy and play hard to get. I should have been more standoffish, I confess. But you overheard me talking about the love in my heart when I didn't know you were there. So excuse me, and do not assume that because you made me love you so easily, my love isn't serious.
Lady, I swear by the sacred moon above, the moon that paints the top fruit of trees with silver.
Don't swear by the moon. The moon is always changing. Every month its position in the sky shifts. I don't want you to turn out to be that inconsistent too.
What should I swear by?
Don't swear at all, but if you had to swear, swear by your wonderful self, which is the God I worship like an idol, and then I'll believe you.
If my heart's dear love?
Well, don't swear. Although you bring me joy, I can't take joy in the exchange of promises tonight. It's too crazy. We haven't done enough thinking. It's too sudden. It's too much like lightning, which flashes and then disappears before you can say it's lightning. My sweet, good night. Our love, which right now is a flower bud in the summer air, may turn out to be a beautiful flower by the next time we meet. I hope you enjoy the same sweet peace and rest I feel in my heart.
Or are you going to leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction could you possibly have tonight?
I would be satisfied if we made each other true promises of love.
I pledged my love to you before you asked me to, yet I wish that I could take that promise back, so I had to give it to you again.
You would take it back? Why would you do that, my love?
Only to be generous and give it to you once more, but I'm wishing for something I already have. My generosity to you is as limitless as the sea, and my love is as deep. The more love I give you, the more I have. Both loves are infinite. I hear a noise inside. Dear love, goodbye. Just a minute, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay here for a moment. I'll come back.
Oh, blessed night. Because it's dark out, I'm afraid all this is just a dream. Too sweet to be real. Scene.
And again, we are going to go ahead. We are going to bow, but hold it. I got the right song. I want to do a Kevin. Wait, hold it, please. Cameras on, cameras on. I'm so sorry, everyone. What is that Taylor Swift song called? Taylor Swift. Isn't it called Romeo and Juliet? Oh, yeah, Love Story. All right, guys. Class
Taylor
of
Swift,
fire.
her career has been.
That is not the right. Oh my gosh. I should have queued it up.
So many things, but
never mind. So pretend Love Story is playing. Wait, let me. Oh, I got it. Okay. All right, everyone. For real. Making it possible. And hands up. And bow. It's time for karaoke.
We were both young when I first saw you. I closed my eyes and the flashlight started to standing there
Kevin,
on a balcony in summer
and our finale, Romeo and Juliet. And Maribel and Anthony and Cleopatra. I'm sorry, we lost your slides, Orion. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Have a good day.
See you make